everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Project Webtoons podcast, coming at you live right now. What episode are we on, boys? What is this, 8? You know, I never keep track of these things. But yeah, glad to be back in it for another one. We've got some things to cover on this week. Definitely some big things to really go into. I did want to say before we start out, as always, please like this video, please subscribe to us. Let us know how we're doing. Just so much more of everything. But to jump right in, of course, I am your big man. It is Sleepy. And Seraph, you have yourself muted. Wow, like not even 10 seconds in, I could see the icon. Oh,
my vape fell out of my hand and hit the alt button.
If you're jerking off, it's fine.
No, it's not.
It hit the push to talk button.
Sure.
Is it because of that? Is it because of that hentai game you told him about? Now he's checking it out real quick while we're in the middle of this.
It's a good game.
No. God damn.
It is.
I don't need a review right now. I don't need a review.
It's a really fucking good game.
Whatever.
All right. That's your boy, Seraph.
This is Arc Dragoon.
Yes.
We'll eventually get to that topic one day. We'll have like an entire episode where we just I can talk about it because it's mostly going to be me more than likely.
God damn it! All right. Well, as you can always see, just ever gracious with these two. Just always.
Got Peter for that one.
No, because it will become very degenerate, and I'm not fucking being a part of that. I will make sure to put a different screen on.
Okay, we'll make a new segment called H Game Recommendation.
I mean,
we're not even
webtoons in his face. Start doing H game.
Now we can't. God damn it.
I mean, it's a good thing. It's just like reading. It is literally just reading.
It's just reading.
Yeah, it's all.
Okay. Part of us are reading. The other half of us are watching the images. Come on.
You can read and move your right hand or your dominant hand at the same time. It's fine.
Well, it's good to know which dominant hand you're good with. But thanks. All right, we'll get back to the webtoons and get off of this topic here. But yeah, just wanted to check with everybody else here. How was everyone's week so far with reading and everything going on? I know.
Okay. I'm just going to say, is Sleepy the only one who's breaking up, or is it just me?
Nope, he's breaking up for me too.
Okay, am I breaking up? Oh,
yeah.
You're being extra robot-y.
I didn't know. I just want to make sure. Okay.
All right. Well, let me go ahead here, and I will.
We're having a pause, everyone.
All right, back for a third time after multiple fixes. Hopefully, it'll be a perfect ride the rest of the way through, or at least something that I can edit my way through. I don't care. Either way. Let's take a look at some of the things we got for this week. I know we're going to be running through what we got. We got solo leveling, Inso's Law, which we did not cover last time. Beginning after the end, Fff-Class Trash Hero. I know I'm going to have some fun with Arc on that one after the last.
Solo didn't come out last.
We didn't get a new chapter this coming week, but we did have one from the previous week. This 2 week pass. Yeah. So we got one to discuss. Descent of the Divine Master, Legendary Moonlight Sculptor, and of course, so many more with Mookhyang, Lord Olympus, and Peerless Dad. So let's actually roll into this because I know we've got some other things we got to get to before the day gets too long. But I'm actually going to start right off at the table with solo leveling, where that jumped off, because I know some of our boys were getting into that with Homeboy getting smacked around. For sure.
Young Sung Jin Woo was getting beat up by the Seraph of the end here. Seraphim.
Yes, Seraph sent his own boy into solo leveling to take down some folk. So since you sent your avatar into solo leveling, we can let you cover this one the most with how that was going down. But
but like starting off in the beginning here, we have the entire Modern Division trying to show up to try and back up Sung Jin Woo, but then when the homie Woo Jun Chol here walks up, he's like, "Oh boy, this is a bad idea." And he's calling in the entire cavalry of every fucking hunter the second that happens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's calling in that backup, but even he, from outside of the gate, can feel all of the massive energy coming out, like just
he
death.
Can feel death.
He can feel pure death coming out of the gate.
Yeah, this is a bad idea.
It was all terrible ideas. I mean, one thing we haven't even seen the other team that Sung Jin-woo was in the gate with come out yet. So I don't know if they've just were off screen and they came out and they didn't say anything or what.
Yeah, they were off, it looked like they were off screen to go get help because Sung Jin-woo.
Well, he told them like
in previous he was like, get out, get help.
Well, yeah, he told them just don't. He said just leave. Don't even try to walk in this room. So I don't know if they were just off screen and just left and they didn't. We're not going to see him anymore or hear anything about it. But yeah, he took out Smiley. He did take out Smiley and he took out the minions. But after the end of that, we figured out.
Take them out.
He did take out a bunch of them. I mean, he cracked up Smiley, but at least the fight was considered finished. The fight was considered finished by the test administrator because he said, "Okay, I'm the last challenge you get to make."
Hey, here they are again.
So basically, he went, I really like this game called Devil May Cry, and you know how you have to play all the bosses again? Okay, we're gonna do that shit one more time. We're gonna run this back. He does resurrect most of them, and he also stripped a few more powers away, but during the whole battle, he definitely injures Homeboy. He takes a few shot hits, which is exactly what a lot of fans and a lot of folks have been saying they wanted to see, is him actually struggle in a fight for once, since most of the other ones have basically been just a clean sweep for him. But in this one, we do get some more information, and one of the big things is that our moderator Seraph in there is not the one responsible for giving him his ability specifically, or at least he's just the architect or the designer. He's not the actual god behind everything.
The admin,
more or less.
That's it. He's just an admin. He's not the creator.
I mean, yeah, he's not the super admin. So we do know that somebody else is behind this, and that's why he kept asking him, or at least telling him that you're asking the wrong questions. So we do know that there is something else beyond at least this version. And we also know he takes an L, but he doesn't kill him. So he does back out of the fight after the end of it. The one thing I do wonder is if he got any levels from that, because I didn't see any rising levels at the end of the fight. So I'm going to guess this is just kind of a sweet thing for him. He's like, you get some experience of knowing what's going on, but we're not going to give you, you're not going to get any stronger, it seems. And I didn't see him get any rewards either. So I don't know if that may come a little later. Granted, he's got some other crap coming his way with Japan still pretty much imminent threat coming in. Even with what's his name? He's not Russian. It wasn't Ivan.
Yeah, he was the Russian.
Was he Russian? I can't remember his name.
Yuri.
Oh, white guy.
Yuri Orlov. Yeah, Yuri Orlov.
Yuri Orlov. He has the big ass gate.
He supposedly has an impenetrable gate, but I'm pretty sure that is gonna quickly get completely messed through. But yeah, so we've got that still building on the other side with it, and not to mention, Japan basically did come to the association asking for help, but the association of course told them no, we know what you tried to do back on Jeju Island.
no, they didn't say they wouldn't help. They're just like, hey, you want our help? Beg for it. You go ask yourself.
Well, no, it wasn't beg for it. Don't beg us. You got to go talk to him directly. We don't actually control him. There's no way we could. But yeah, so we've at least got another setup for what is going to be pretty much another arc or another big dungeon for him to go through, since this one was just pretty much a boss fight for him to deal with and contend to. But overall, for that, just the finishing of the fight, did we feel good with that fight that we actually got to see for once? Like him actually struggle since, I don't know, when's the last time he actually had a struggle fight? Wasn't since his beginning?
Last time he had a struggle fight was probably against the snake. Like a true struggle.
Yeah.
I thought the struggle fight was against the
B-rank hunter?
No, the demon, the top floor, the tower, the first tower.
The Demon King?
Yeah.
You mean Baron?
Baron, yeah. The Demon King?
He struggled.
I think he struggled a little bit, but I don't think he took any like damage. Like he wasn't.
He didn't shed blood like he did here, man.
He was on
that first couple punches from the architect to Sung Jin Woo. That dude was in a wall, fucking bleeding out of his mouth and shit.
Yeah,
with Baron, that didn't really happen. He was just toe to toe with him.
It also didn't help that he had like plenty of time to also prepare for Baron. Like he knew each level going up. He's like, all right, I know I'm gonna need fire resistant, clothing and armor. He knew going in how much he would have to be prepared for certain things. Whereas this one was like, he just walked in and pretty much right on entrance, he got like a shit ton of debuffs. Like he's like, oh, the shadow techniques you use, gone, getting rid of that. He even took away some of his other abilities. But I mean, basically he came in, he's like, all right, you can use your blades and you can use your ruler's grip, his telekinetic ability. Beyond that, he was like, no, everything else is just all you.
No, he cannot use the store. He can't use his inventory. The only thing he can use is the skills that he has earned.
Well, he couldn't use his potions.
He use critical strike. He was still able to use like all his daggers from.
Yeah, he could use his daggers.
He couldn't use the store to buy potions or mana potions or his shadows. That's about it.
Yeah.
He let him use the Monarch's authority.
Yep.
He let him use the ruler's touch and shit like that. He let him use the
He used some
of his abilities that were
solely his. Nothing that specifically came seemingly from the Shadow Monarch itself. So he couldn't.
No, because these are still like Shadow Monarch abilities. It's just that he can't use anything that would happen. Like it's a shared ability between anything else. It just cannot involve another party. Is what it is.
Okay.
That's why he can still like use his basically his inventory.
Well, he could only use some of the inventory because he never pulled out any of the other weapons. He could pull out the daggers, but he couldn't pull items. He couldn't use potions.
Yeah, he couldn't. Yeah, he can't use anything that would tip him.
He basically had no support system.
Yeah,
he couldn't have any backup support. So, but yeah. So I mean, that out of all the fights he's had up until this point, this one has probably been the next most interesting one where he's actually had a true challenge put against him. He had an opponent that, for one, could basically start pulling away abilities from him, and not ones where he could just, bypass them from his own abilities. Like he can't be poisoned, he can't be drowned through certain things. He just wipes them off. But this one is like, no, I can completely cancel out certain things for you. So, and that's what I'm saying is like, so I mean, I got from Seraph that was like, this was actually the first, good fight for that. But for you, because usually you're the big determiner for those, and I know that in the past this has basically been kind of the big 4-1 for you, is that most of the fights he gets into, they're like, no, he's just going to walk through. We know that because it's not going to turn struggle.
He was still going to walk through this one though,
but he didn't walk through it.
I mean, I think in the right perspective, he still basically walked through it. Like, I get it that he was limited in all his abilities, but this is in the context of him actually limited. The truth is, I think he walked through that. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that we'll know very much was like a walk.
We'll know he'll succeed because. Oh, go ahead.
In the light novel, he struggled a lot more than that.
Yeah,
a lot more.
I do not think this looked like it was much of a struggle, honestly, because he definitely was just like, oh, this is I have these abilities, this is what I can do, and he basically slams the statues onto the ground almost immediately, comparatively, just to shock the administrator, be like, oh hey, this guy is exactly what I'm looking for. And he doesn't struggle against the statues, and then he doesn't actually struggle against the administrator. It gets to the point, it just jumps almost immediately from the administrator being arrogant, saying I am the administrator, and then immediately to who the fuck do you think you are? And the main character's like, I'm the fucking main character, basically. I don't think he actually struggled. If you're saying that he struggled because he blood was drawn, I'm like, yeah, but the truth is, the matter of the fight is it went really easy.
I think he struggled not just because blood was drawn, but because he actually had to backpedal and start thinking of his strategy. He couldn't just, rely overwhelmingly on his abilities as he did in the past.
It would have been totally fine as if as Seraph here said, like in the light novel,
they said he struggled more, supposedly.
Right? So like a single chapter of him actually struggling against the administrator would have been exactly what we needed.
So yeah,
but we don't get to see that.
That's why I said it was just like it was how it was drawn out for the webtoon. I'm like, no, he struggled a lot harder.
So yeah, so this fight probably would have been better separated as 2 chapters, with one of him in the fight and him like actually having to go through that struggle of like, I can't beat this as easily as it was before. Or it's not as my arrogance is pretty much being put into place for this, and then the second half of him triumphing over whatever obstacle he ends up having to overcome, because it even seems in the end the administrator, like, not just like of realizing who he is, but like he ends up either pulling out an ability or he does something that the administrator is like, you shouldn't have that, or that shouldn't be possible for you at this moment. So even then, it feels like maybe there should have been like that one extra chapter of just him going through, like in the night level, a little bit more of that extra struggle. We see him, you know, have to take a little bit more time or lose a little bit more HP down to the bit before he ends up getting that victory at the end.
If our main character here was like battered before he got, and like as he was fighting against the administrator, I'd be like, yeah, sure, this is a tough fight, but he doesn't. Like I said, blood is drawn, but he doesn't look battered at all. He very much, like, I wouldn't say this is a complete cakewalk, but he definitely was like, this is still cake. It's just not a cakewalk.
Yeah, I could definitely agree to that.
It ain't no simple stroll.
No, I definitely think they were relying on the idea of his overall personality and demeanor having changed since his earlier days. So even if he does take an obscene amount of damage, he doesn't show it because he's just that much determined. Even if he knows he could die, that's fine. So I think that may even be an overstretch for me, but I think that may have been the reliance that they were going, that not the author but the artist was going on here, and that's just probably not maybe not been the best choice, or the conveyed very well, just to show that off, you know. So, but yeah, so I just wanted to get on that one. It was even though we've only had one chapter, we haven't had a new one since then. I still just wanted to bring out and talk that one out on full pace, because I know one of the big things that's come up between the community and a lot of other people we've talked to has been that most of the fights in here are just very simple fights for the MC. We never have to really wonder if he's going to win or if he's going to have a loss anywhere. It's just he gets in, he dominates, he walks out, and then that's pretty much the end of the story for us. It's more always watching, like, okay, what other people he has in the fight with him are possibly going to get hurt, really, in all of it. So yeah. Anything else on that? At least one chapter there for you two?
No.
Good.
Not for me.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead. We'll move on here to our next one that we missed from last week, but certainly want to talk about more of, with Inso's Law. I know that we when we last left off on this, Dan and I had learned of the website that's basically anti-Euro Yang, and she had gotten the homeboys together, more specifically Hacker Boy, to find out who's actually running the site, and very specifically the username is someone who is pretending that they are, well, not pretending, but using Dan I's birthday as a hidden username. So we know that it's someone that knows.
It uses Dan I's name too.
Oh, did it?
It uses the combination of her name and her birthday.
Ham310.
Okay, yeah, Ham310. Okay, so we know that it's someone that's got some pretty overall knowledge of their interpersonal relationship, and we kind of already know who it is, or at least we speculate who it is from the way that it's gone down. But in the current latest chapter, we get Dan and I getting back to school after being told some of this information, and very much the girl that we believe who it is walks in and is in the classroom just talking to some other girls, and she confronts Dan and I and tells her, asks her that she needs to, come out in the hallway to talk to her, and more specifically that she's discussing with her, or that is she happy with, the rumors going around. And Dan and I gets backed up by the group, but she wants to know what this rumor is that apparently is being spread. And I'm guessing this is the second half of her plan, which is to either expose or to make light of the website to the entire school. We know that this is more specifically pointed at Yang, and I'm guessing the idea is to try and get the current avotrope of trying to get the main character or the heroine to hate her best friend. So now the one thing I'm surprised at was that being everyone was in the classroom, W.E.B.T.O.O.N was there, but he didn't actually jump to the defense in any way. So I'm kind of surprised that didn't come up. So I mean, I don't know if that there's been a
probably the one who started these rumors.
I don't know if there's been some weird dynamic shift with that, but I was expecting like the moment that she started getting hassled by this girl that W.E.B.T.O.O.N would kind of step in or say something, but he just sat by the window wistfully and didn't say a word.
Did he? I thought he did say something.
He didn't say anything. No. In that whole sequence chapter. Yeah. The two other
all he said was like the hello, right?
Yeah, he when she walked in the room, it's like you look great in your spring uniform, and then that was it. He didn't speak up at all. So I don't know if there's been some shift or dynamic. I'm guessing since the end of the school trip that and the little incident that happened there, that maybe he's feeling a different way about things, or maybe he's finally got the hint. I'm not sure.
Either that or the rumor has got him.
Or he might have heard the rumor and it might be a little like he may believe it a little bit. Yeah. It could even be that.
That's why he's like sitting there idly, just minding his own business.
Maybe he's even like, it's not my business yet. Let me see where it goes. Because I mean, he's very much against the Four Kings. I don't know exactly how he feels about Yang, so he's just kind of like, whatever, let it play out as it is. I'm not going to take too much solace in this. So, we do know that she did have a confrontation with Model Boy. He showed up at her front doors. I have no idea what that was.
No, they popped up in the background.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Jeez. Homeboy showed up at her front door with his sad face, saying that he didn't remember what she looked like. And Dan confronted him and be like, get a good look. But once again, that weird tension that always comes up with her, which she doesn't seem at all to notice. But
notice this is like a third confession.
Yeah.
Right? This is a third confession, basically, right?
But also we got a quick break of tension with Yang and Dan showing up to cut that tie, but then also get Ham Dan I a little bit of granted, hey, Chu, you can also give her that link to some of those hentai games, because she was very interested in getting that that model of him with his shirt off.
be seeing the abs.
She wanted to see them abs.
Yes, abs.
Also tasty. But anything
spice my guys up in there.
Goddamn. I knew I shouldn't have gone into that trap. But anything from this with you two? Anything you wanted to pick up on these two chapters?
I think things happened, but I don't think enough happened to actually discuss yet. Mm-hmm. Because like we're just waiting for the resolution for
I'm not even so much waiting for the resolution as I'm waiting for like the actual the conflict, the true conflict to come out. At this point, I want to see what either this girl's planning to try and do, and her reasoning for hating on Yang more than anything. Like, granted, Dan I said that like she's personally kind of had that internal monologue. Like, she understands like some people come to tend to hate her because they just see her as so perfect, and then they kind of put that into a bubble. So, and I'm kind of waiting to see if that's going to match up with the same logic for this person. Is she's just gonna you hate Yang because she thinks that you think you're so perfect and blah blah blah, and maybe it won't be that. She'll have a completely different take on it or some kind of dumb shit. But yeah, so I'm at least waiting for that bit. I figure once we have like that actual conflict between the two, that we'll be able to have that deeper discussion with what's going on. Mm-hmm. And then we'll see what's going from there. But other than that, for those two chapters, anything more? Anything I missed?
No.
Nope. All right. We'll go ahead here. We'll move on from the lovely ladies over to the kings and queens with the beginning after the end. Big brother Arthur's having himself his birthday party for his sister. Mm-hmm. and very quietly in a corner in a final image, we got to see our Elfu. She showed up.
She showed up for
a brief second, and I could see at the bottom of the panel just woohoo, and I was like, oh, that's Seraph right there. He's so happy.
I was like, I'm not even going front. When I first read that chapter, I was like, what? But wait, why can't we see her yet? She just wants to stop by and drop off a freaking gift.
She's just passing off a gift. We got that anticipation. You got to hold out for it. But brother's at the party, mingling, meeting. He does meet up with Uncle Vincent's Vincent's daughter. She's coming back from school. They have a nice little discussion. We do get that moment where finally we know we always had that level of respect of Arthur's maturity level is well above what everyone expects for a child because, you know, he is a reincarnated old man. And he does play that off here when the scientist dude comes up and goes, you know that girl likes you. It's like, no. She doesn't like me. She's just infatuated with me because I'm kind of a hero for her. I've done something for her that will, you know, inevitably like change her life. And it's just a simple thing. And I'm like, all right, Arthur, just showing that prowess of maturity.
I mean, he's like 60-some years old, right?
He's of his real age. he does it a lot better than the 4,000-year-old mage. Yeah. Where he's just like,
yeah, but
what are you doing after school? Teach?
Yeah, but the difference between that is like he didn't actually get a chance to like try to do that. It was like, oh wow! Before I even got a chance to, I was locked away for 4,000 years.
What are you talking about? He didn't get a chance to do that. He was already a full-grown adult. He was a full-grown adult before he got trapped away. I'm positive he hit on a few of those other people. Please. But yeah, the party continues through definitely with Arthur talking to the scientist, very specifically our science homeboy trying to pull some more hidden information out of Arthur, at least for more scientific breakthroughs, and he very much cuts him off of that. Like he does not want to affect this world with all of the technology and knowledge he has of his home, because he definitely that would very much change the way things go, since you know, giving this kind of ability to just everybody, so that, you know, it would pretty much, it's not to say that it wouldn't completely imbalance the world, but it would affect it, because now people that don't use magic could essentially probably have something that gives them just the same amount of edge as people who do.
No, what you want to say is it's always going to cause the imbalance of the royalty. That's all it is.
Well, an imbalance of the royalty, yeah, for that very
the nobles and royalty. That's all it is.
Yes. So, but it does end with him with pretty much going, yeah, I'm not telling you anymore.
You know, who cares about if you're magic? You just do what Peter says. I'll just pull out a fucking gun. The power of gun.
The power of gun.
The power of gun make the world go round, man.
The power of gun somehow always beats magic. So weird rock, paper, scissors game. I don't think they thought of this when they were coming up with that for martial arts. But yeah, so he did tell him straight up he's not going to give him all these ideas, but he is willing to give him some ideas in exchange for other things. More particularly, he's saying that he's going to back him while he's in school, and I'm sure he's going to get him access to probably some hard to come by items as well. So I'm sure this will play into his plans later on for what he's going to do to Lucas. I mean,
drag him to the other country?
I mean, he could. Granted,
it's not going to be could. It's guaranteed. That's where we're going here.
I mean, well, is he going to drag Lucas or his older brother? Because I mean, that's the one he's got to worry about contending with. Since his brother is probably going to be going to the other country as being one of the, what were they called, the Seven Swords, or the Six Lances. The 6 Lances.
6 Lances.
Oh God, I'm getting flashbacks to this other manga about that did not turn out well for them. But yeah. So
what you want to say? Let's just call them the Espada. Is that what we want to call them, or like?
No, it wasn't the Espada. No. I don't know if you've read, if you are referring to the one that I'm thinking of. I don't know if you've read this one, but
I read a lot.
I know you do, but
all right, carry on. Let's go.
I'll tell you with that later. Yeah. So but the party pretty much goes all the way through. And of course, at the end, we get the little tidbit of seeing our elf princess basically talking about, you know, she didn't want to stay at the party. She just wanted to drop off the gift for Arthur's little sister. And that basically we're setting up, we'll see her in school.
And the gift is a bow and arrow.
Yes.
Right? I'm pretty sure it's a bow and arrow.
It was it was an elven bow and arrow. On top of getting Arthur's gift as well. The one free out of our free escape. Oh yeah, two. One for her sister. One for his sister, one for his mom.
Yep.
Just in case. So, which I'm sure they will need with what his plans probably are in the later future, which Art cannot tell us about because he is so far ahead probably. But yeah, so Seraph, how did you enjoy these 2 chapters?
I enjoyed them a lot. Seeing Arthur dance with his little sister was super cool. Because, like, even though his little sister didn't know how to dance, he was just like, "Oh, I'll just guide you through the entire."
I'll just guide you with magic.
Because I did ballroom dancing in my previous life.
Thank God. Thank God it was useful for something.
Smidgen more about him a little bit, and then like seeing as to how far they're gonna go for the continent, the future continent, and stuff like that. Man,
so what's the chances you think that Arthur will accidentally or possibly introduce them to the idea of gun?
100%.
Do we see that potentially coming?
100%.
100%. You think we're gonna get gun?
100%. We're gonna get gun. This ain't no question about it. He's gonna like walk up to Lucas Blanks and be like, "Hey, yo, guess what?
My latest invention."
Run no one.
God.
Run them pockets, boy.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Yeah. So we'll have to see. I'm sure that he's probably going to be very particular, at least what he gives out for knowledge to him. Because so far it's just, basically this is just vehicles. He's just giving him ideas for vehicles with this. So we'll see how much further it could potentially go. Better yet, even him getting some money from that, since he is the originator of most of these plans. But yeah, so hopefully after the end of the chapter, the next one will be the final entrance into school, hopefully, so that we can get to the first day of class and him meeting all of his would-be new friends that'll come from that, and potentially run into Lucas one more time so we can get that conflict started up real quick. But so anything on that one that I missed out of the whole roster there from you two?
No.
Nope. Anything to bring up? All right.
I'm just waiting for school to start.
You just waiting for school. He really badly wants to get to that school arc.
School or the other continent?
I think we'll go to school first before we'll do the continent switch.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm waiting for both of them.
Okay. So either way, we'll go ahead. We'll move on here to our next one with Triple F-Class Trash Hero. Arc. I want you to take this one on for us for these 2 chapters, because yeah, we had a discussion prior about this.
I mean, the discussion is that our main character here did nothing wrong. It's fine, guys. It's fine.
Literally, he's doing nothing wrong. He's taking out the bad guys. He's putting order in the city. He took out a whole ass god, bro. There's like.
He brought water, even though it was too much. It's not like it was his intention to like make that much water. He still wanted to bring water. Yeah, he ended the drought.
They asked him, and he brought. You know,
it's what happens when you like be careful what you wish for, right? You're like, well, we had a drought, and now we have a flood. Like, well, yeah, but like it's not like I meant to like flood you guys. Like I can't I cannot control the fucking weather. All right, I can fight monsters,
but you had a magic creature that could.
I am a hero. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm just supposed to fight things.
And then after which he beat the monster and got a second holy sword, apparently that's like bugged out. But
well, he followed where the monster was going and found.
He's trying to find out
yeah, apparently find where the giant catfish god was going, and there was a second holy sword apparently that no one should touch because it's bugged.
Something's wrong with it.
And then he ends up going to fight a fucking arch mermaid and was like, "Oh, guess what? My abilities are better than yours."
I can't be.
Oh,
my memory
you think
can't
you can make
wiped.
me forget? I never forget.
You want to talk about a broken character?
You expensive fish. He's about to go sell that mermaid, bro. It's done. It is what it is.
We want to talk about a screwed up broken character.
And then we got to the point where, you know, like Sieg was like, hey, I do little things like help little grannies cross the street and save cats from the trees. And our main character is like, all right, people need to understand that I am actually saving them from the threat and not just playing hero.
I'm the actual hero.
Yes, I'm the actual hero.
Yeah, but yet that didn't quite work out in his favor, even though most of those incidents for his needed heroism are all things he caused.
You know,
but people don't know that.
I mean,
yeah, exactly.
they don't know that because he usually ends up fixing it before it gets to that point, or you know, he may kill or manipulate those people just in case.
Exactly.
Fine. And then we got to the point here, like Sieg put together his party, which is the stereotypical isekai harem.
Yep, Sieg got
which
the isekai harem.
Which ends up being also involving the elf princess that our MC here decided to.
He didn't save this time.
Yeah, he didn't save this time.
And
or didn't kill her this time.
Sieg
did. Which initiates the elf
war.
Like the elf war. And the main character's like, Sieg, seriously, are you an idiot? Do you see why are you fighting me when the elves here are obviously in the wrong?
Well, the MC didn't say that, but
no, but he's definitely
thinking it. But at the same time, his logic is very fucked up.
But he's not wrong though.
It's not fucked because he's not wrong.
I would definitely say something that he's not. That he's definitely wrong. I will say that he's not incorrect in saying thing.
Just in a different manner.
I wouldn't even say it's the right thing. He's doing the correct thing. He's not doing the right thing. It's not
if it's correct, it's right.
It's not correct. It's not right. He's doing the correct thing, which should come logically, but it's not the best or right way of doing it.
What was he going to do?
Who says that there is no right or wrong way to do this in particular?
Like every video game writer that's ever existed will tell you that.
Like in the eyes of everything, like how the human kingdom was seen is the elves try to invade. At which point, our main character here held back the forces, and then the elf prince performs a coup d'état.
Yep.
At which point, Sieg thinks that, oh, our MC here was the problem. And I'm like, I don't know how you see this was the fucking problem when you were standing right next to the Elf King as he was calling war against humanity. I don't know how you think, like, what you do? What are you doing? What are you doing, Sieg?
Because I'm the so nice MC that I only see the goodness, which is actually one of the arguments I gave when we were having that discussion about that Sieg is actually a psychopath, but that our MC is actually a sociopath.
Yes.
And the idea that Sieg gets or does all of these little small heroic deeds and gets super praised for it, but he's also doing them very much empathetically and also out of the expectation of no reward, where the MC only sees reward. He only wants the reward. He doesn't give a crap about, you know,
all he wants to do is go fucking home. Just send him home.
Is that so much to ask for?
Yeah, right?
He gets stuck in this world for a total like 6 years.
Like at some point, like,
and clearly the whole reason he has to be, and the only reason he'll be sent home is if he learns a lesson.
Maybe it's just time to cut your losses because you're now at the point here where you've made a monster. Do you understand this? Like I don't know what you're gonna do with him. He now has abilities and things that he should never have had. Do you understand this? He doesn't start from zero ever again. Do you understand this? Basically, what are you doing? What are you fucking doing? You can't stop him now.
We haven't tried to stop him yet, so I can't say that that's true. The system hasn't actually tried to stop him. It'll be more interesting once we get to the next time reversal if a new admin appears or another admin on top of the admin Professor Morals.
She was gonna get replaced.
Yeah, she was worried about that when he found the broken bug sword.
Yeah, this story is just ridiculous, especially for Sieg when he wants to try and turn his back on Hansu.
I would be like, Sieg, what are you doing? I know I don't treat you the best either, but like, I mean, it's not like I like treat you like fucking dirt. All right.
I mean, come on.
To like,
he didn't treat him.
Yourself, Alex. Do you stand this?
He didn't treat him like dirt. Come on.
Look, man, there's a saying where like, if you're the hero, you live long enough to see yourself as the villain. This is what happened to Hawksuit. He wanted to go home. Now look at him.
He became the villain.
He became. I wouldn't really say a villain. He's still doing the right thing.
He's definitely a villain. He's definitely an antagonist, almost. You know, he's pretty much an antagonist.
I wouldn't say that.
He's not a villain.
He's still doing the right thing in the world, regardless.
He's just doing it in the most darkly underhanded manner ever.
No, he's doing it in the most efficient manner. Okay.
It's still dark.
Thank you, Art. Thank you.
It may be efficient.
We're on side.
It may be efficient, but it's still dark. I've saved the town, but I also did it by basically joining or advancing and joining a cult and manipulating everyone's opinion of me.
What are you talking about? If the truth of the would you call like charming people manipulating them? Like it's just like your natural charm?
It's not even. That's not his natural charm. He's literally using the king and queen, or the queen. My regard there. He's using the queen to do that.
No,
he's also the other any of the other nobles in there.
What he does is he spreads the tale of like what he does, and like he's like, I am actually saving the people. He doesn't spread that tale. He specifically spreads one. He specifically spreads one that states that Sieg is responsible for the floods and all of the bad events that occurred. He actually lies to the people so that the rumors will spread that Sieg's not a hero. Because he's jealous that Sieg is getting all this reputation, even though he's the one doing supposedly all the work. So he's
doing all the work.
So basically he's petty.
I mean, no, now it's become that, yes, okay, but like originally it wasn't like that. That's what I'm saying. Like his intent and the intent and purpose of everything in the first place was not that. It's just like, yeah, it became this when it's like, all right, I just need to go fucking home. If you send me home, none of this will happen. You understand this, right? If you send me home, I will leave everything the fuck alone. All I want to do is just go home, drink soda, and watch TV.
And that's like, literally, all he was before this was just an otaku who did the same fucking thing.
Well, with the same mindset, yes. He was an otaku
all
who basically lived the same mindset.
Was just sit at home, play video games, go to school, chill and play video games, and then go home. So there's really no reason for him to come here.
So he's basically Sieg, but basically a little more crazy. Because that's what Sieg would do.
No, the difference between him and Sieg is Sieg wants to escape the real world.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He's
basically Sieg. Him and Sieg are basically the same person, but Sieg wants to be here because he's an otaku with the fantasy, and he's an otaku that doesn't want that part of the fantasy.
Yes.
He didn't to be here.
No, he didn't. Neither did Sieg.
They just sent him.
They just grabbed people.
Hey, yo, guess what? And he's just like, I just want to go back home.
But I mean, isn't that literally the goal of almost any person that gets isekai 9 times out of 10?
No.
The goal is to try and get back home or find a way to get back.
No, the only other one that I've ever seen that actually did that was Death March, where he wanted to go back home.
9 out of 10 times it is always like, no, I want to stay here. The other time is like Shield Hero, and even then, like Shield Hero at the beginning asked like the main character. It's not like he wanted to go home immediately, but he was like, okay, I've come to accept my terms here.
What about Overly Cautious Hero?
What, Cautious Hero?
Yeah.
No, Cautious Hero, it's not that he wanted to go home either. He was just like, oh, okay, I know what
but his goal is,
and I guess
he knows what he has to do, but he's like, I'll get to leave though if I complete this, right? Because that's what you want me to do, right? And the whole thing is, yeah, go. If you save this world, you'll get to leave. So he's doing it all just to get back. I mean, it becomes the first goal for a lot of them usually is, okay, is there any way to get back home? No? Okay, then I just accept staying here then. I mean, even Slime asked the same thing. You know, like, is there a way home? Well, there's multiple other people from their other worlds that have not succeeded. So he's like, okay, so there just isn't a way. I'll accept that I can't. But they usually start off with the goal of, let me leave, let me return, if it's possible. And the whole point of this one is, if you complete the quest, you get to go home.
Which he has done 3 times now.
I mean, even Sieg says he wants to stay, but I'm pretty sure even if he even if he wants to stay, they'll still send him home because they've said everybody else who's completed these goals has just gone back home. No one stayed so far. Logic, illogic, yeah, just anyone want to help me here? Anyone want to challenge me on this a little? No? Yes? Maybe?
I don't recall them saying that everyone was eventually sent home.
Yeah, the professor says that was in the beginning, in the earlier chapters. She said that when they completed or they defeated the Demon Lord, they're usually sent back to their homes. Granted, they're sent back either with some level of power or a new understanding of something, but they're all sent back.
I'd have to read that again.
Yeah, well,
but yes,
I'm on the same boat.
Yes,
either way,
I am the one to hold the knowledge.
Either way, the MC is gonna do just fine. He's about to kick Sieg's ass in the next chapter because Sieg has declared war against him just now.
I kind of wonder if that'll work.
You're like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? You really want to be with the elves who want to commit genocide? Like,
well, I kind of wonder if he's gonna be able to kick Sieg's ass in the same way because of their two combating abilities. Just because, like, if I don't know if he'll gain a title of villain or something else, because usually whoever the hero is, their level is made to match whatever the hero is. So it may drop him down to meet him. The same way he's like, Sieg hasn't changed.
I don't think it matters, like, if his level drops or anything, because the thing is, he has his hidden level, which is the stuff that the gods here can
whatever
no
the system
deal with.
Whatever the system's giving him. The same idea as like he said, Sieg has
all the hidden mystery stuff that like he retains from the last time is what's the problem here.
So
it doesn't. That's why it didn't make. That's why it didn't make a difference. Yeah, that's why it didn't make a difference if he was at level 1 or whatever. And like all the levels does is just grant stats, when like the truth is he has all of these abilities, and he has the thing where he's like, oh, I met Slime Master and I know how to control my body like 1,000% more than anyone should be able to.
True. Well, I mean, it does matter on levels, because that's why he said, well, technically, when he came back into the world, he's like, technically, I could just go beat the Demon Lord right now, regardless of my strength, because the Demon Lord's skill and mastery of level will just even out with mine. So if I'm level 1, he'll drop all the way to level 1 for me to play him. The only thing would be is I don't have the Holy Sword. What's up?
Yes.
Matter of experience as well between fighting. Sieg doesn't know how to fight too well.
Sieg, and that was the thing that he
can fight.
And that was the thing he brought up. He's like, Sieg hasn't changed in any of his time since he's been on the adventure, but the Holy Sword, the Holy Sword directs him, so it's basically doing the fight for him.
Yeah,
the Holy Sword
also has a Holy Sword.
Yes, well, he has a bugged Holy Sword. We don't know
what the bug is either.
We don't know what the bug is yet, but
still, he's still gonna beat him up regardless.
I'm sure he'll beat him some. I'm sure he'll be beaten some, but it also will come down to if they see him beating Sieg, or if the people do, because they are outside the capital of the kingdom right now. Who are the people going to rally behind?
Yeah, but if you think about it, you gotta look as Sieg is the one who declared the war, not Hak-Soo.
Well, it was the elven people that declared war.
Yeah,
but we also, as we've all noticed, every time that something bad
was on his team.
Yeah, but as we know, every time we see something bad occur, at least from our perspective, which is the same as Han So's, the rest of the world doesn't. So they may only see the perspective of one thing, and that turns against him, which is usually what always occurs, is they don't see any of the things that he does.
That seems to be the regular thing here for him.
Yeah, the same idea.
Fine. We'll have another reset, and then the only question here is whether or not Sieg continues the reset or does he move on.
Well, that'll be the only big thing we'll have to check on. But either way,
because all you have to do is just like have it where it fails, and it's like if Sieg stays behind, and they're like, "Oh, you now know my plight. Let me tell you the truth here.
let me explain how this is all terrible."
Let me explain how this is gonna work.
Let me just explain to you that this is just a game for the gods, and like none of these people really actually matter at all. What? Yeah, this is like my 4th or 5th reset. Yeah, it doesn't make a difference, honestly.
I have this feeling that Sieg's gonna continue on, and he's just gonna be extra pissed. Or he'll get 2 Siegs next time. He'll have double the idiots to train. But yeah,
that's okay too. He's not even gonna train them either.
Twice the amount of massacre coming his way is what we'll get. Let me go turn that down just a little bit.
So since he made an entire new race, are they gonna stick around for the next reset?
What do you mean a new race? You mean the
Dark Humans?
Oh, the Dark Humans? I don't know. You mean he hasn't? I don't believe in any of his resets he's kept any of like the items he's had before. He always
the only thing he keeps is his abilities,
his knowledge, and some of his abilities.
No, he keeps all of them. They just end up being like bugged out where you can't see them.
Well, I don't think he had. Well, I don't think he didn't have to go to the manifold one. He had the knowledge of it, so he could just basically redo it. As long as he has the knowledge, it comes with the ability.
No, because his ability is that he doesn't forget. So like he retains all that stuff. It's just that when he resets, it tries to erase it, but it just remains as a question mark until he basically reactivates it.
Yeah. So they're just blocked for a minute until he basically goes, oh, okay, I remember how this works, and there it is. Yeah. So we'll definitely pick up more with that later on for some other chapters. We'll see what the battle of Sieg versus Hanzo turns out. I know that he's been looking forward to beating the shit out of him anyway, since he's hated Sieg since he's pretty much ended up in the world with him. So the teaching will ensue at some point here. But we'll move on here since we've already got one person beating up for teaching. We've got some more here in God of High School right now. Seraph, you're caught up in this as well, right? With us? I believe you read the latest.
Behind.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
I remember like they escaped to the underground water tunnels.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Nothing important happens. They escape to the underground tunnels, and then now
one important thing does happen. We actually get a real plan. We are told a plan.
We're told a plan that they know is going to fail.
Or they believe is going to fail.
They're like, yeah, we have a plan here, but that's only because I would like give at least false hope to what remains of humanity, because I literally have nothing to give. There's nothing here. Food is running out. I am lying through my fucking teeth. That's basically what's going on. And then our main character here is like, Jin Mori is like, it's fine. I'm just gonna go to the Dragon Palace and go get another
weapon.
Like, go get another fucking pillar, because there's like 18 fucking pillars. It's fine.
Which is weird. That's where we only saw 8, or we saw 4.
It's fine. That's where we are in the story now. That's all it is.
Yep.
Nothing actually happened.
Well, that did happen. We did get at least an actual plan. We do see. We got to see. At least now, the sequence of events made sense. He got rescued by. We got rescued by our homegirl and the dragons. He is taken to the last refuge.
Daiwi has amnesia.
Yes, Daiwi is alive and has amnesia and is on an island of the Amazons.
He's living with the Amazons, and he's like, oh, I'm going to protect. I'm going to try to run away, but maybe I should protect the Amazons too, because I'm a good person, but I don't remember any reason why I should. And I'm like, why do we have an amnesia plot right now, please? Like,
an amnesia angle.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that was
this just doesn't end.
Well, we know that. We know there's more chapters. We can see ahead. But yeah, no, we at least have a plan this time. It isn't just thrown in and we're like, this is the idea. This is what we're going forward with. We actually have a plan. They have the idea of basically making one last stand. And like I did say before, they did get the Holy Chalice. And the idea is to either plan 1, trap Marta and Moonjin Park's power into the chalice. Or plan 2, be able to release Mori Jin's power back to him from the chalice. Or plan 3, a mixture of plan 1 and 2. But we don't know how the chalice works. So the next couple of weeks or chapters will be them either hopefully trying to figure that out while Mori is at the Dragon Palace getting a new pillar or a possible new weapon to take on Park, who is still in the middle of assimilating. So, which explains why he wasn't all powerful right at the get-go, like the story or the legend says was supposed to occur right at that moment.
So boring.
Sarah, for you, I mean, that basically covers those whole chapters. Anything?
Okay, cool.
What's up?
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. We're just so ready for the end game in this, and it's pushing on with having a few more stories in there. But I'm at least happy that we actually have a plan. At least in this story beat, there's something that I can follow.
For the first time.
In a while.
No. The only good thing from this plan, the only way to correctly do this is if the plan actually works. Okay, you have to subvert expectations and have the plan actually work. Otherwise, what you're gonna do is, if the writer ends up doing the thing where it's like, oh no, the plan didn't work, and I'm like, yeah, we knew it wasn't gonna work. Okay, because the only way this works with this plan is if you tell us this fucking plan works. All right. This is the only way this works.
So that's what we're looking forward. I'm sure someone in the comments will be like, I'm reading ahead. The plan worked. Everything was exactly how I told you. But yeah, so I just wanted to get at least that part of, like, I was at least good with that. Even of how little it is, there's a plan. I can follow where we're going with one to the next here. The WE.B.T.O.O.N bit is a little odd shift. I don't know why we needed an amnesia angle for that, but I don't know how that's going to play into it in any way, shape, or form. I'm sure
guys, let's give him an amnesia angle so we can do like Korra season 2. She wakes up and doesn't remember everything. What? Why are we doing this? I don't know, because amnesias are cool. No, we already did this with Daiwi's waifu. All right, we had this moment already where they already fought, they didn't remember each other, and now we're gonna have it where like she's gonna show up and know that Daiwi has amnesia, but like he has this Amazon waifu now too, and she's like, no, I'm married to this woman, and this is my kid, and she's like, no, you are God. We did this once already. Do we need to do this again? That's the problem.
Like 2 more times, just 2. Just in case.
Stop reusing plot points. Stop reusing, like, is this Bleach? Is this what we did? Where like we save Rukia and then we go and save Orihime? Is this what we're doing? Stop it. And then we go save Orihime again.
And then one more time.
And then one more time just in case. Well, now they have to save. Well, now they have to go save.
And then we have to go save Ryu. Is that it? Like, is that what that is?
All right. Well, we got everything out of that one. At least anything you want to bring up on that one from you two? Yes, no, maybe so. Probably not.
I'm tired of this. That's what it is.
And we'll keep going through until the very end. That's what we're here to stick through for. All right. Well, we'll move on to the next one here. Going back down to the underground with Descent of the Demonic Master. Brother is handling all the business at the association right now. And
Gang Jin-ho is arriving at the scene.
And once again, violence is ensuing, but it's rather comical. People are dying.
All of the time walking through this shit.
People are dying, and it's like not a big focus on, but people are dying in the background.
Nobody needs to know that.
They very much state he kills 22 guards before he makes it to the very end.
He didn't kill any guards, he just swatted them some flies. That's what they were. And I'm just like, nah.
He made them fly away real quick. That's about it.
With just a few slashes on their bodies. They'll be totally okay in the morning.
Yeah, they're fine.
Okay. All right. But yeah, Gang Jin-ho makes it to our big boss, or well, not our real big boss, but the main inner chamber of the association where the old man is being held. And
it's not the association, it's just the guild, this guild.
The
Yongnan group.
Yeah, because the association would be like what's under the Red King and the
exactly. Yeah. The Red King is the association. Yongnam is under
Yongnam or the union. Here. Yeah. But he makes it in there, and Gramps is basically being propositioned to give up his position to this young dude so that he can take over for the gang. And that's more or less because I don't know what interpersonal politics has been happening yet. They haven't really explained, but he's basically lost.
It's a struggle for power, like usual.
It's basically more a struggle for power, but he's lost most of his face with anybody else. As this seemingly Akira Ryu looking other dude, they never show his face, is apparently taking power elsewhere. And he's basically trying to cede that power to him. But that's when Gang Jin-ho makes it into the room beats up the one dude. Basically, he doesn't mortally wound him, but he knocks him down pretty bad. And then he sits down and has to talk with the leader and basically tells him, all right, what can you do for me? And I don't mean I'm asking you a favor. You need to tell me what you can offer, or I'm just going to leave and let the situation play out as it is. But that's when the other dude basically speaks up and goes, he doesn't have any power anymore. Everyone who would even be, useful to him has already left. And he offers him, he's like, but I could potentially do it. I need to go talk to the person who could basically give me the authority to do this. And Gang Jin-ho gives him the warning that, okay, I'll let you live, but you have 2 days to come back. And if you don't, I will find you. And I have a certain set of skills.
Because I am the heavenly demon, and I will kill all of you. You don't obey what I say. Basically, yeah, I guess.
Very much so. So, the situation at least has been resolved for this point, but I don't know if the group can't really back him anymore like they were offering to him before, since apparently they've lost all their trustees to this other faction that's basically been splintering off. So, do we see Gang Jin-ho do we see Gang Jin-ho actually, or the guy following through and getting him to sit down with this other dude, or do we see more guys coming in here pretty soon?
No idea.
I mean, granted, I'm sure the dude
sit down, honestly, because
granted,
I'm piss his pants practically.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he's gonna go back to him and he's like, yeah, this dude's asking for a sit down, and he's gonna like, well, who is he to talk to us? I'm like, we have 22 less foot soldiers right now because he killed them all
without breaking a single sweat. Do
you really want to send more, or would it be better just to have tea and see what he has to say?
I mean, if Gang Jin-ho just brought up the point of, so that other group tried to target my little sister and
that's where
like 16 guys.
And that's where I'm wondering if they would even be willing to sit down, since the whole reason for it in the first place was, I'm going to kill them anyway because they targeted my little sister. So, like, what kind of deal would he even accept from them? Like, would you just the deal of like, just don't mess with my family anymore? Or like
whole neutrality. Don't bother me. Don't bother my family. Just let me live my life, damn it.
You think he would only go for that and wouldn't be like, all right, so you all are just going to be my personal butlers. If I say I need something, you do it.
More things like that, so.
Because figured like he's going to have some other problems in the future. It's like, all right, if you were basically my eyes and ears. If other people are coming, you are responsible for telling me. Or you're responsible for watching out for these people when I'm not around. Since I can murderate everyone in this room if I really want to. It's not a problem.
I can? I don't know what you're talking about. They will be. They are.
Well,
everyone basically, like, everyone except one person basically is dead at this point.
Who's not dead?
The old man.
The yellow-haired dude.
Girl, and the guy he let go to go find out the permissions, I guess.
I mean, what about the top hat?
Well, he hasn't taken.
He hasn't seen him yet,
while,
but
so.
I mean, Top Hat's
like,
still
if he wants to show up, that's on him. He's about to play that fuck around and find out game.
I mean, that's the only way we really find out. I will say I was only slightly disappointed from him using the swords. I was really expecting something just extra violent with that. Just because of
No, just efficient. Just slash. It's fine. Efficient.
One hit, man.
But granted, he didn't have anyone to really fight against. No true challenge there. They were all just low-class soldiers for him.
They were fodder.
More than anything, yeah. I just used this to put oil on my blade so I can clean them off. But yeah, it was a very quick, easy situation to handle, but clearly setting up for the next thing to come right now, at least with him dealing with this other part of the splinter group of the Yang Nim, of either what this deal is going to be or what he's going to be offered in reparation for, his family being messed with, as well as him saving the old man. So I'm not sure if either of you two saw anything else in there that I may have missed for that.
No.
Not sure of anything for the dialogue, if you said anything pretty special.
Not really.
Not really? No. I do know he's keeping his hair still red. It's still in perfect demonic stance mode. I'm kind of wondering when he'll meet his family again and they'll make a comment about it once more.
Oh,
since
yeah.
I mean, he did, but but yeah. So if there is anything else in that one, I even know it was a quick one. I know that there wasn't too much to cover in those latest 2 chapters, but I know that we'll be getting into something else hopefully here soon. I'll go ahead and I think we can move on to the next one. We all good with that? All right, well, we'll move on to our latest one here, going off with the legendary Moonlight Sculptor. We are at the end of a season, and I'm surprised, because I think I checked it was only 90 chapters from their normal, like 100 something. But we are pulling in for a long break for this one. Yeah, they were just, they didn't even get to see the outside thing for this, because they were supposed to be, they were about to go do a raid and they were in the middle of it, but this was just before they were going to log off and meet everybody in real life.
Yeah, we haven't met that yet.
We don't get to that yet.
It went to the part where he gets to meet waifu again for the 3rd time, and apparently it's fate, and then we're done. That's it. Yeah,
I was kind of surprised by that. They like set up for what I was expecting to be in like a couple joke chapters. But yeah, it just
followed by a final boss before we
end the something like that. Something like that. Yeah, because we still have the I don't know if I want to call it a world raid, but just the massive raiding party with the fire demon that they need to take out.
The fire god.
Fire god. 2 people were searching for him as well for his crafting ability. We had that going on, and then also the setup that we got for everyone meeting in real life, especially with the joke thing of, you know, the sword noobs meeting with some lovely girls. So it was just weird that they kind of set that up, and then literally it's like, oh, waifu shows up again. Okay, end of season, guys. Bye, everybody. I was like, really? You weren't gonna circle back and close some of those off before?
No. It's obvious that we're now reading a romance novel. Okay, it's fine.
Oh, we switched roles.
Yeah, we ended. This is how, you know, we end up with the love cliffhanger here, guys. It's fine.
I mean, not even to say this wasn't even as fun as a cliffhanger as the last one, with what's her name going into surgery, getting out of it actually.
Dane.
Yeah, with
no,
Dane.
I think this falls under a cliffhanger. It's not like a huge cliffhanger.
It's not. I'm not saying it's not a cliffhanger, but I mean, it's not as emotional for that same beat. Because
no, it's like we're at the end of like the season of a K-drama, you know, and then they're like, it has where they're like, oh, I thought I wasn't going to see my love interest again. And so it's like, oh, he suddenly appeared. What do I do? And then the season ends. You're like, oh no.
Oh no.
What do we do now? Yeah, that's where we're at.
Okay.
It's not terrible. We're not saying it's terrible. It's just it's weird for the genre of this story, I guess, right?
Yeah, it just felt really off for me. I was like, that's not what I was really planning or expecting for that, because I was just like, wait, this is really season end, huh? Okay.
I'm just assuming that because it definitely feels like because, you know, we had basically behind the scene difficulties. This definitely feels like they were having more behind the scene difficulties and they needed a place to end, this is where it's fine.
Okay. It's possible it could be that again, because
we'll just have, you know, like another 2-year hiatus or something.
Oh god, please don't do that again. I would really hope it's not another 2 years.
Never again.
My god, yeah, that was
that one hurt.
Yeah, it was just such a weird thing, because there was no communication for the longest time, and did not know if the series had just been like, well, we couldn't get everyone to work together on board, so that's the end. And I would really hope it's not something that awful, but we'll have to see. But yeah, so how about you two from this like last chapter for the season? How did you guys feel about that? Even before it closed, just a lot of meh. Just felt like a little. Yeah, I did feel a little let down with that. I wasn't that did not have a.
I think it felt like it was convenient that he was like, oh, I have to sculpt something. And even though his choices was like, I feel like his family is way more important than this girl that shows up. I'm not saying like his waifu is not important, all right? It's just that she has not played a huge part in his life enough to be like to warrant that. Oh, the thing I need to sculpt for my quest is her. Because this is what it's definitely like leading on to.
It's leading to.
And I'm just like, I don't think the way this ended for that is the right way to do that.
They haven't really done anything that makes me think that like they've like bonded in any way. I mean, they had that part where he was a goblin and just she was following him around.
An orc.
Or yeah, was he an orc? I thought he was.
Yeah, he was a skinny orc.
Oh, okay, I figured it was more like goblin, but yeah, they didn't really talk or anything.
Also,
what?
Just so you know, the word goblin doesn't exist
in this world
game.
Oh yeah.
Tolkien lore, it's all orcs.
Okay, so
it's just goblin. It's just the word that hobbits ended up using, and then that's where
people adopted it. Okay, yeah. So all orcs, but either way, I that little bit was like supposed to be there. Like this is their bonding moment of them doing things together. It's like, but they also didn't talk. They didn't really do anything. They had
all she did was eat his food.
Yeah. And made him fix all her armor.
Yeah, like he was just like, I'm just a pack mule here, and I just along for the ride.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm not saying like they can't develop anything between the two. All right, it's perfectly fine that the setup is like I've met her before. This is the third time but to say that to do the thing where this ended with like, oh, the third time it must be fate. I'm like, is it? Is it? Really? Because I'm telling you, have you played MMOs before? It's not hard to meet another person that you're going to meet them before. Okay, like
it's not hard to run into somebody else.
You can run into the same person like 8 times.
Yeah,
especially on a single server. Okay, this is how this works.
Yeah, it's just really awkward for that, especially since he hasn't run into the other waifu yet either. Like he has not run into Dane.
How many times have you played an MMO? Like we played 14 together, and we're like, oh yeah, these few characters that RP, they always just RP. Like the potato that's named Wedge, and he just sits in front of a door. He is there all the fucking time. I don't understand why, right? You're like, is this really what you want to do with your life? You just stick with this joke. Yep. We know you're here. Thank you. Like, and that's how it is for people here. Yeah. So it's fine. Yeah. You will see people again.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that. It just it did not feel like a really great ending for the season arc in the way that I thought it would have been, like the way that things were being kind of given to us. So, and hopefully,
which is why I said that it feels like
there's something.
They just needed to end the season somewhere,
to fix something else that's going on behind the scenes. But hopefully, it doesn't take as long to get us back into a regular track again. So. Yeah, we'll have to figure out what we might want to replace that one with for the season being picking up, because we don't know when they are going to pick up. They didn't actually give anything at the end stating we'll be back in a couple months, or it'll be a brief 2-month or hiatus or anything like that. They just see you in season season 4. So we'll have to see. Yeah, that phase.
Find out when we get there.
Pretty much. But okay, so anything on that last one for that chapter from you two? Nothing. Nope.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. We'll go ahead and we'll move on here with our greatest of ladies in Mookhyang. We are taking on more arcs. Orcs everywhere for this one.
Yes, orcs.
You said arc at first, and I was like, you mean orcs?
More orcs.
No, I was like, was I in this chapter?
Yes. You were the squid in the background. Did you see? Did you notice you? So training apparently has completed a bit for Dark's would-be mercenary group, or its would-be soldiers.
No, I don't think it's completed.
I think it's definitely accomplished a little bit more than they were at. They're not.
Yes.
They're seeing the fruits of why his teachings are better than what they're doing. Because we definitely get a comment about, oh, I really don't need to train and muscle up on my body build with the power that I've gained from doing the cultivation. So, but
I just have to breathe real good, and
then all the death happens in front of me. So, but it seems just a random. I don't know if this is a bandit party or whatnot, but it looks like they attacked some caravans and were looting, and that's when the army showed up and started taking out the Orc bandits. Smork was here.
Yeah,
Smork was in this fight very much.
Talk with iron.
Talk with iron. Yes, that's what it was.
We talk with
iron.
iron.
Warriors talk with iron. Yeah, but that's
then and then we get to the why are you running away?
Why
are you running away?
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Yeah, why are you crying?
That's
why are you crying? Yes, as the army was making quick and easy time with all of the orcs, and then not to mention they brought out the mechs, and that made things much worse for them. But they did chase them all the way through the forest, basically to the next lands, and into another waiting castle, who apparently are all magic paladin users because they all pulled out flaming swords. I think they all really like Uriel from Diablo, maybe. It could be a thing, but yeah. So I don't know if this is a hostile neighboring country.
It is the hostile neighboring country.
It's Argon. It's the country that Dark wanted to discuss with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to
any country that is bordering Ark's land is a hostile nation because that's why they put Ark there. That's why they put Dark there, because they're like, it's fine, he can deal with it, because
I mean, I just didn't know how far. They didn't really make sense of distance of how far they had gone to find this random raiding party, it seems. So I wasn't sure if like this was, just right outside of the castle or all the way deep in the forest kind of thing.
I'm pretty sure they mentioned that Dark Castle is basically on the border.
It's like right there. Like you could probably throw a stone and hit someone in the following army.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, but he did chase them all the way there. Now the question is are they going to see this as an invading action right away, or is this going to be a potential thing for Ark to use to try and start some form of negotiation or at least diplomatic talks? It's just like, no, we found these orcs just randomly destroying things. We decided to kill them to, save whatever civilians you guys had. Want to talk now? But yeah, so it was pretty much a very, very fast chapter for that. It was basically just, hey, this is how we introduce the next lands to us. We didn't see Dark at all in this chapter either. It was basically just to the army.
Just all of his soldiers that he had,
enjoying their new powers,
living life one day at a time, being happy until they run into a hierarch and they're like, shit. That's what they have the mechs for, which made things very easy. Hey man, I wish we could have mechs that make life easier.
Oh god, no. That would make things so much worse in this world.
No, I want everything to be settled via G Gundam, okay?
G Gundam?
Exactly, I want things settled via G Gundam, bro. We about to be fighting up in space, what's up?
But is it handled?
Who the fuck cares about having armies? All you need to set is just one Gundam versus another Gundam from another country, and this is how we settle things. It's fine.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna settle.
But are the Gundams?
You ever watch Pacific Rim?
But
what other anime was like this? What's the
IGPX?
one with, like they have the giant ball mobile armor things.
I mean, I think
it's like.
I remember IGPX, and then I also remember
IGPX was the racing one where they settled beef with racing and giant mechs.
And then there was also like Zoids.
Yes, like the only other acceptable thing I would take other than giant mecha battle is like if you want to settle things with a children's card game. Okay, like is the only we only have giant robot battles or a children's card game
or children's magical card games.
or we could be in a giant mech playing children's.
Oh no!
Oh god!
Or according to the world of Beyblade,
Seraph, you have just made a new form of anime.
That's all.
Wait, hold on.
You better write that down.
Let me write that down.
Someone's gonna steal that.
I have Beyblade somewhere.
Yeah, I've done something quickly.
Yeah, we could just have it set in a world where we could just be it where if our world was just settled through Beyblades, that's fine.
Oh god, no. All right,
that's how we settle beef in elementary school.
We've gotten way off topic from Dark Lady here.
They're settling beef with swords and mechs. We're settling beef with Beyblades.
If only the logic of the world were that simple at times. Anything on this chapter I missed though, since we did only have one with this one coming out.
Nothing a lot happened.
Particular, yeah, it was just pretty super quick chapter.
It's definitely a bridging chapter for like the next arc. Is what it is.
Yeah.
Do you think in the next one we're gonna get at least a clash between the two armies?
Either a clash or just a
small
discussion.
Yeah, like a small little clash, just to like see like, oh, you're stronger than you think than you look it.
We'll see.
All right. Won't hold off on too long on that, but we'll go ahead. We'll move here to our latest one. Another one we missed from the previous week with Lore Olympus. Persephone is safe. Persephone is found. But it's time.
It's okay.
It's time to discuss and figure out what's really going on. Yeah. I'm a little not remiss. I'm a little surprised that Hades says he doesn't believe that Persephone's like done anything bad, even though I'm sure he.
I think
he made a comment about it. About the like sudden influx of people.
The benefit of the doubt.
He does want to give the benefit of the doubt. But he also like he doesn't make it. He does like in an earlier chapter, I believe, make a comment about like the sudden influx of like dead people. But he doesn't see it as anything weird. He's just like, this kind of happens all the time. Every so often, there's just a sudden spurt of new dead folk that kind of rise up. But we do get to see finally everything from Persephone's perspective that occurred, at least right after she got in that Apollo basically threatened her with the pictures. We see everything that occurred right up to that point. We see that she made the note that she left for Artemis and headed out to a hotel. Everything was pretty much okay. She was trying to figure out a way to possibly move out of Artemis's house as well, so that she didn't have to run into Apollo anymore. But right after that, she sees the news broadcast of the warrant for both her and her mother, and that they are basically on trial for committing crimes against the Trinity, and that she's committed a mass genocide without permission. It's great that you can just write up a permission slip for suddenly killing a ton of people, but these are the gods, so makes sense. But from there, she basically goes into panic mode. She runs away. From that, she hides in the car, and basically her powers just go out of control until Hades finds her later on. Now, from there, she's calmed down. She's brought to, rest with Hades, and they're now basically conversing, and she's giving him a detailed description of the events that occurred that led up to this mass death that we've only supposedly we've seen before, but we've seen but it was from the perspective of Thanatos and those two, supposedly is what occurred. Now, in that version, they said that she
rampage.
She does rampage, but it's basically that the imps were being killed because their bushes were being cut by the humans, but she just rampaged because of that at that very moment. Whereas in this one, the humans were basically just complete assholes. Going against the treaty. Like they had an agreement not to ever step on this garden between them. And surprisingly enough, which is really weird, that they can actually converse and see the gods in normal affairs, and the fact that she comes in and she's still holding the scythe in her hand, and ask them why they're doing this. They have an agreement, and they basically tell her like, who are you? And they push her over, and they're like, don't worry about her. She's just some spring goddess, not even like a threat. What is she gonna do?
She's just a D-rated spring goddess.
Just a
whatever.
D rank. Don't care.
I don't know if they know, but a goddess is still
a god is a god. It doesn't, regardless. It can kill you.
And she has a scythe in her hand. I don't know what you guys want to do about that.
I mean, I think you would know that her mom is Demeter, right? Like, you would be like,
well, they didn't seem that they
not do this.
They didn't seem that they knew who her mom was. But even regardless, the fact that they know that they made the deal with Demeter and that they're gonna, break that covenant, I'm like, I feel like you're asking for way more dumb than you were going to be able to handle. But yeah, she does talk about the history of her growing up and her abilities as well. The fact that ever since she was born, she's always had this, what she called a feeling, which more or less looks like just the beginning of her powers. But they weren't as, it wasn't as out of control when she was younger, and she was happy with what she was doing. But it wasn't until she fully reached maturity that her powers just had nowhere to go. They had no potential to grow beyond what her mother wanted her to do. So I'm not sure if this is supposedly leading into the fact that, yeah, the other part of her powers was the idea that death might have been that other concept for her, because being spring, life and death. If that's just supposed to be a natural thing for that, or if this is more like, no, this was just the fact that her powers were beyond what a spring goddess could do, and since it couldn't do anything else, and when she finally became upset and unleashed it, it just took this form, and it was just a death god, and that's why the humans now refer to her as Persephone rather than Corey. So, but we haven't gotten to that part within the later chapters yet. So, from you two, how you feeling with this latest information we got about Corey? Anything at all? Seraph?
I mean,
you're thinking on it. I feel like you're thinking on it.
Yeah, like it's good information. We get to learn a little bit more about Corey and her past and how everything went down. So it's like she's not really the bad guy here. It's just the humans being idiots.
I mean, I didn't think she was the bad guy before, but the humans are assholes.
I will say this: even if she went on a rampage and killed a bunch of humans, I'm gonna tell you this: I don't think she was in the wrong, anyways. All right.
You don't think anyone's in the wrong when they kill a bunch of people?
I'm just gonna tell you, I don't think she was in the wrong in the first place. If the humans were going around already killing things, but she was like, "You're not supposed to do that." No, you're still doing that. Well, I guess I gotta just
do what I gotta do.
They fucked around and found out what was going on.
Fucked with the wrong god. I mean, no, I don't think completely it's in the wrong, but she ended up killing not just the ones doing that, but like the town. So people who were not at all,
just because they're doing it doesn't mean they're gonna do it too.
If you're not stopping it, then you are like participating in it.
Well, right? The town. Well, they just started. Apparently,
you condone them doing this by letting them go on their own.
They're grown. They don't
we're grown and we tell each other what we should and shouldn't do anyways.
Yeah, but I don't know what you do until you actually do it. I'm not following you around. That's what I'm saying. We don't know if the rest of the townsfolk knew this because they just started doing it, it seemed. It wasn't like they've been doing it for months or weeks or years. Like,
probably conspire like, hey, yo, we're going to go over there where the gods told us not to go. We'll see you guys later.
It's probably
we're going to get some flowers. Would your friends or other people in the townsmen go, yeah, don't do that?
Yeah, I mean, they could have just personally on their own decided, hey, let's just go into this meadow and just take out a bunch of stuff because, no one said anything about that. I don't know why people do it. And granted, someone could have told them like, yeah, we don't touch that. That's marked by the gods. We're not supposed to go there. We don't know if it was something like that or anyway, but still regardless, she does end up not only killing them, but the rest of the town in general. So, what's up?
Completely fine.
It's completely fine.
Yeah.
It's totally okay. It's all right. Is it just because you really like Corey? Is that what it is? She's just so sweet and innocent?
No.
Oh.
Because even if they're going to do it, doesn't mean the other ones in the towns are going to fucking do it too.
I mean, isn't that usually for most of the lessons
of the see to walk away to go to the Forbidden Lands?
I mean, it's usually for the lessons of most of the gods. You punish those that did it, and then you leave them as a warning for the others.
Well, I left a warning for the other towns.
Yes, I guess.
We must make an example of everyone.
Of everyone. This way, no one learns a lesson. Well, we'll have to see how the rest of that leads out. I'm sure in the latest chapter we'll figure out what Corey has to say on the end part of it, at least what completely went down. I don't know if anyone else possibly showed up. Granted, I figured she was also still slightly steamed with the fact, Ares had been there and was messing with her as well. So we'll get to see what the bloodbath actually looked like, since the first image we got was her growing giant and making a giant tree and playing pincushion with all of the people in the town and making a blood ornament that apparently no one noticed or mom took care of.
That's not true. Helio noticed. He just didn't. He
well,
just
Helio
saw the action.
something.
He just didn't know what actually happened.
Well, Helio saw something, and it involved her, but he doesn't know all of the details. And at least that's what he conveyed to the others. Granted, I'm guessing that they embellished a lot of those things to make her seem much worse than what actually occurred, since, you know, they're trying to basically make her look bad. But yeah, so still more to come with that one. Still all around good chapter for you too. You enjoyed that, getting a little bit more.
I mean, Lore Olympus is always fun.
That is true. That is true. We did get the warning one on that, for some of this, the talks that were occurring and the overall theme that was happening, but still, it was a good story. Good story. So, we'll move on here to our last one of the evening. Strong, ending off strong here. We're going with Peerless Dad. Still not the end of the season, surprisingly, even though that could have been an end for me with the way that came out.
But that would have been a great.
Yeah, like literally, that would have been a perfect way to just break. I would have been like,
a new guy shows up.
He's not the new guy.
Up.
No, he's not. He's not the new guy. It's Homeboy's
I'm
dad.
Just saying.
Yeah, it's the kid he saves dad.
Yeah.
And the guy who I've been saying is the guy who like wants to like get rid of Miram, basically, like disrupt the entire system,
or destroy it. But I don't know if he's.
And he's obviously also the one who, you know, our dad here met in the first place that scared him away from Miram.
Yes, he's the overpowerful being that was able to beat the shit out of him.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that was so long ago.
That was so long ago. That's why I'm just
That's why I forgot.
Oh, when he said it's you, I didn't understand some of the dialogue that when he was murphing off, when he was like that. He's like, it's you. I know that, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking? Oh, that's Homeboy from the past, because you never see him. He just talks about him, and man, the art for that was a powerful thing of just seeing the dad just completely shriek in fear, just cower down. Even after like the Iron Demon gets free, and he's powerful enough to just be like, no, let me just slice this Iron Demon's head off. It's fine. Let me just it's like tofu as it is, and he was just like, here.
He just pulled that shit off.
Well, he sliced his head off and some of the trees behind him, and then just pulled his head off and just tossed it. It's like, oh, I don't need this anymore. It was my property.
That's all on
but
you,
it's
boy.
Fine. You can take it if you want. I don't need it. But yeah, like. Fuck, what an end for the demon too. Like he was like, even he just looked a little bit afraid. Like fuck, you know, like he was trying to do something or say something, and he just nope, you don't need to talk anymore. You failed whatever I gave you to do. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of the problem. But yeah, like after he showed up, and he tells him that he's like, remember this, what I did for you. I saved you again. He's basically telling me like, I'm gonna ask you for a favor or a deal for later on. So I'm guessing at some point here in the next couple of chapters, he's going to meet him without the mask on, and they're going to discuss whatever matters he is, because I know the son was trying to acquire Brother now for something. He was trying to get him as a personal guard, I believe, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Use him as like a bodyguard.
Yeah, but I don't know if the son's plan was bleeding in with the father's. Like he's a great potential warrior, and he could see it, and he needs to get him like off the board, away from, you know, joining the rest of the association and joining the Miram, or if this is something else just personal. But yeah.
No, it definitely feels like his son needed like another piece also against his dad. It's not like, because he doesn't hate his dad, but he also knows like his dad's like, all right, I'm going to need power for when shit's happen. And
well, the classic father-son rivalry thing, where I'm eventually supposed to supplant my dad, but you know, I need to find that time to do it in, and not wait till like he's super old and it just, you know, old age takes him. But I need to like prove to him that I can be better than him and best him in some way. But yeah, so.
You think you're so smart. I'm smart too. That's what that is.
That is. But yeah, just the way that showed up, especially with the fact that we also still had it with is it Minyu? homegirl that likes Brother Now.
Yes.
Yeah. She apparently has, I mean, in the previous chapter, she's apparently on the ropes of trying to do something. Specifically, she needs to get Brother Now.
It definitely sounds like has an arranged.
She already has an arranged marriage. She's trying to get out of it. She needs to get Brother Now to actually accept the proposal to get out of it. I don't know if it's because she actually likes him straight up, or if it's because she just doesn't want to be happened with.
She could just tell him that she's a girl, and she's like, well, I really want your dick, please. That's all it has to be.
Come on, from that from the One Love episode, she didn't basically say that. Like she did it. She tries to basically.
He is a dead ass motherfucker. Okay, if he knew that she and him were the same person, he'd be like, oh, this now clicks in my fucking head. Okay, or at least try, please, at least. Like slap him, or like tell the kids like, hey, yeah, I'm a girl and I like your dad, please help me out here, please.
Well, I mean,
that's
like, that's what it seems like she was going to do when she was going to go see the kids, like get them to talk a good game for her.
Because the caretaker lady, she knows that she's a woman.
Yes, she can.
Yeah, she made him be like, I smell a woman here who's desperate for dick.
Oh, Nana just knows. Nana's like, I know what you're looking for.
And I can give it to you.
God
damn. Where's my hat?
You need a hat. Oh boy. Yeah, so but yeah, we've got that story arc still rolling up. I mean, we haven't heard anything more from the twins. Granted, we know that they work for the son.
No, they work for the dad. They're assigned to the son.
I mean, they're assigned to the son, but I still think that they work more for him more than anything. I think that they're probably playing some kind of like underhanded game regardless, because they have those faces. They have that personality where they seem like they just might be, everything about them is sketch.
No, I think they're just like the OGs where they're like, no, we don't have a grandson, so we raise your son basically as our grandson kind of like mentality.
Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to see. But yeah, but the way with the two twins developing their abilities, I'd expect that we'd see those other two twins make another appearance, or at least something be brought up with that. And granted, if the father is coming, it came through like this, I wonder if he's probably going to put them in the dad in a pinch, like, hey, you join me, or if you don't, I'm going to take your two kids as payment for me saving your life, blah, 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 kind of thing, because he's kind of got all those angles. And it's not like the dad's in a position to really fight him, since he's 100% terrified of the guy.
He's on his hands and knees, scared.
Actually, I think he's an old. I want to say that I think he's an old friend of Brother Now's master. Because he said that he saved him before, and there was no reason for him to have done that unless he was like, oh, you're so and so's apprentice. Mm-hmm. Just don't come here, okay? Just because we're fucking a dangerous ass motherfucker set. That's what it is.
Okay.
And realistically, he's just probably like, all right, yeah, you can just go on your way.
I mean,
you don't know who I am, but you don't know who I am.
Because who he is, he has no reason to have let Brother Now escape the first time, and he has no reason to also, like, again here, to let Brother Now escape a second time, right? No. The first time and the second time, he's like, yeah, there's no reason for him to have actually saved him, unless the truth is, he has some sort of connection to Now's master. That's all it is.
Okay, so yeah, he may have some history with him, especially since they were like
the top 6 or whatever, like the greatest, right?
The greatest that existed, yeah, kind of thing. But he was in control of the Iron Demon, and we know that the Iron Demon said that he had knowledge, or that he was the disciple underneath Brother Now's master as well, or not his direct disciple, but his fellow
junior.
His fellow junior, yeah. So this guy could be that. It's very well potential, since we've seen more and more some of these other people are connected to him in some way. I didn't know he had saved him before. I know he made the comment, but I didn't see like any flash sequence that he directly saved him. I thought the history path was when he was out being a bandit, and he just maybe ran into the guy because he thought he was the best, and he took him on, and he just wrecked the shit out of him. And that's when he, decided, okay, just the Miram world is not for me. This is not where I want to go. But hopefully maybe we'll get a flashback sequence from now where he does bring up that whatever occurred that he saved him from at some point. We at least know that with this conflict over, he doesn't have to worry about the demon spilling his guts and telling him the entire true story, since he was in the middle of doing it before he got saved. He was basically spouting out that, you know, the reason that all of the other Sword Clan members were killed was because it was actually now doing it, or now helping him. But now he doesn't have to worry about that problem, and he doesn't have to really come up with a plan to kill the demon himself. So, yeah, I would have definitely accepted this as a close end for the season, because it's enough of a cliffhanger set up as well. We've got multiple questions, at least, you know, what this dude's true intentions are, his tie to now, not to mention, you know, with Minyu and her whole situation. There's enough here to like just close out, take a break, and come back fresh on the next season to see where everything goes forward. I don't know if this is going to psychologically affect now either, like if this may like put him down for a little bit, like the fact that right when he was in the middle of reaching a new level, this dude showed up out of nowhere. So, anything I possibly missed out of that for this, or any questions you guys got on that one?
Nada,
not really. You're just nice and set up for that. All right. Well,
nice and easy.
So, but that does close us off for this week. We made it through everything and anything that we had. We'll definitely meet back up here pretty soon, because we're definitely have to discuss what we're going to put into place for Legendary Moonlight Sculptor while it's on hiatus. We do still have on the horizon the return of Tower of God. No solid date. It was supposed to start this month, but it did not. So we are still waiting to figure out what SUI is on. Hopefully he's back and good. Sorry. Hopefully they're back and good. We'll have to see, but hopefully we'll be ready and waiting for some continuing chapters with that and be ready to talk on. I am almost all the way caught up. How about you, Seraph? Still making his way through his day. Yep. All right. Well, with that being said, I definitely want to thank everyone for joining us. Please, as always, leave some comments down below for everything that we talked about, what you're thinking of these latest chapters, if you got anything specific that you may want us to start reviewing and cover for some of the other ones. But I will go ahead and, as always, leave it to my big man Seraph here. Close us out if you can.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this episode of the Project WEBTOON podcast. Make sure to leave a like if you liked. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. And make sure to hit that little bell so you guys can stay updated with our content. Make sure to check out all the other links down below. We have our Spotify, Anchor, and other podcast things that we use, as well as our individual Twitters.
Yes. Thank you so much. And as always, thank you again, everyone, for joining us. I'm going to roll us out for the last time. It is your big dog, Sleepy.
It is your boy, Seraph here.
And this is Arc Dragoon out.
Hey, everyone, take it easy out there.